Welcome back to the Die Again podcast, not a political podcast, a tabletop role-playing game podcast. I'm your game master, Josiah, and with me is our player,
William.
And who are you playing today?
Today I am playing Benjamin. He is a 28-year-old American from the East Coast, bald as always. He has more of a runner's bod than anything else, but he looks like he always needs coffee.
And perhaps more notably, he's a mercenary.
What? That's the notable part? I thought everything else was.
Yeah, that's right. We all know it's not about whether you kill people. It's about how good you look when you do it.
Exactly.
So, Benjamin is part of Graybridge Security, a very small PMC. And my host is having a breakdown.
Well, because I was just... Luigi popped into my head when you said that. It doesn't matter if you kill anybody, it's just how good you look. That is our situation.
Luigi?
Mangione?
I guess I have no idea.
Oh, well, okay. Well, a couple months ago, this guy named Luigi Mangione murdered the CEO of a healthcare.
Okay. I didn't know that was his name.
Yeah.
I was with Luigi. I'm like, what the fuck does Mario have
Mario
to do
Brothers Luigi. Yeah.
All your Italian roots coming out. All right, so you're part of this small private military company, mostly formed from other ex-U.S. military who didn't really fit in with the military, but also didn't want to go back to normal civilian life. We can get into who that is as time goes on. Right now, you are being hired to work for the very real country of Tarnovska, a former Soviet bloc country. Tarnovska has hired you, or specifically the town of Borozden has hired you. They want you to essentially security work, in part for the town, but primarily for a mine they are trying to restart in the sort of on the edge of the nearby mountains.
Okay.
They had what were copper and nickel mines, but they've recently found that there are some rare earth elements that they should be able to get into from there. Your boss and good friend, John McKinley, as well as your intel specialist, Sasha Volkov, are discussing details with the mayor right now, leaving the rest of you, along with your local fixer, free to go about your business. You will be in town tonight, and then you'll be going out to be near the mine tomorrow. So you essentially are off the clock.
Okay.
If you want to get any special supplies that you want for yourself, or if you just want to drink, or whatever. The people around here mostly do not speak any English. They speak Russian and sort of a Russian subdialect that they call Tarnovskan. Basically, you know enough that you'll know if you're being insulted. You can ask for food, drinks, or transport, and that's about it.
Okay. I'm curious if my character, because he's also ex-military.
Yep.
If he had ever spent time here while he was in service.
No.
Okay.
This is a sovereign country that has no... I'm trying to think. When your character was in service, I think this country would have just been establishing itself because of when the USSR fell, and your character served in the 90s.
And we're still in the same timeline as the other games?
Yeah, this would be happening around the same time as our last season with the writer, whatever his name was. I can't remember.
I have names of other characters on this sheet.
So, Marcus, your heavy weapon specialist, beefy guy. I'm thinking kind of like Final Fantasy VII Barrett, but with both arms. He's basically like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and see about some drinks. Thompson is, as always, messing with the car, or in this case, it's more of like an APC sort of thing. It's not quite, but it's pretty close. Sort of a custom job. Everyone's sort of starting to drift apart, pairing off, but up to you.
Is John still talking with the mayor?
Yeah, they're off in another building doing that.
Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and join Marcus on his drinks.
Okay, so you're going to go, let's see.
I don't think we stated it already, but my character's role is he's like the scout.
Right.
He likes hand-to-hand combat. He likes lock-picking. So his role is to be one with the shadows and close combat.
Yeah, let's see. So I think Jurgis, who is sort of a retired intelligence guy, looks like he's in his 60s. He's going to go with you as well. And I think your local Koval is also going to go with you. She is, you found out, a former Tarnovskan border guard.
So Koval will handle most of our translations unless Sasha's involved.
Yeah, and Sasha right now is in the meeting.
Right.
Do you care where everyone else is going? Because you could have found out if you want to know.
I'm going to invite them to come out and drink with us. So if we want to do that, and then they'll say what they're doing instead, if not joining.
Okay, I'm going to assume you don't bother to ask Ortega because you know he doesn't drink. Ortega's your sniper, and it doesn't look like he's going anywhere. It looks like he's just going to be there with Thompson.
So the gun specialist and what was Thompson's role again?
The mechanic and driver.
The two gearheads are going to just do their own thing.
Yeah, Fields, your medic, says, I'm going to see about some smokes, and I need to see where I can stock up on supplies once one of you ends up draining them.
But it keeps you employed, right?
He waves you off and lights up a cigarette, starts walking away. Dimas, your quartermaster, is like, maybe I'll catch up with you guys later. Same deal, I need to see about supplies, make sure we've got a good steady way to set that up. Let's see. Reynolds, also doesn't drink. He says, I think I'm going to see about that church over there. Just make contact.
Is this location, is it
Orthodox?
okay?
And then Quinn, I think Quinn will take you up on that. I think Quinn didn't have any particular idea. You would know from experience that she is probably going to go with you, but just drink coffee. Like, she will have her own instant that she just dumps into whatever they give her.
Is it the Corva brand of coffee, though? That's the real question.
It is whatever the cheapest thing she can get her hands on is. So I'm going to say that, yes, the cheapest thing in Tarnovska is called that. It's called Corva. That's all the characters that are involved here.
Okay, so how many people are going to drink? It's me and 3 other people?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's not bad. I'd say it's late afternoon. So looking around, I'd say on your way in, you've probably driven through a decent amount of Tarnovska already. It all kind of looks the same in that it all looks really shitty, but it's shitty in a different way than the places you got deployed. You had a few minor Middle East deployments, but mostly I'd say you were getting sent out to friendly bases. So you might have done a stint in Japan or Germany.
Okay.
It's sort of rotting Soviet architecture with all of the old propaganda painted over with new propaganda. Tarnovska is ostensibly democratic.
Okay.
You don't know to what extent that's true, and I don't know whether or not you care.
Right.
At any rate, Koval is leading you to a bar and sort of talking with a sort of slow cadence you've come to associate with her. She's taking you to the pit head. It is probably the best bar in town. Really the only one for foreigners. Don't say anything stupid unless you want to get in a fight. Your choice.
We will do our best not to stick out like sore thumbs, as hard as that is for this group. How do you say sheer is in your language when people drink or toast?
She says something and it immediately exits your mind, like every other piece of Tarnovskan you've tried to learn.
I've tried to say it, and she just looks at me and goes like, no. That will only piss them off.
Is incorrect. Americans. And then you guys get there. You're having conversations more or less like that. Nobody's in a hurry. On the front of this pub, there's sort of a faded mural of... have you ever seen sort of Soviet-era murals of the Workers' Revolution?
Vaguely. I can look something up, though, if you want me to have a clear picture.
If you've got the general idea of, you've got the faceless people...
Yeah.
Holding the pics, that sort of thing. That's what's on the front. It's pretty worn out. Nobody's trying to maintain it or anything. But you can see the lights are on. There are people drinking. You would have walked past the market square. There's stalls. A decent amount of places are shuttered. Koval wouldn't have pointed anything out to you there. Nothing too interesting. Get into the pub. There's a radio that is intermittently play like 4 minutes of jazz and then cut to someone talking in Tarnovskan and then go back to jazz.
So, as we're heading to the stalls, I guess, I want to ask Corval, have you been here your whole life?
Yes, born, raised, probably die.
And what do you think of the mining that we're going to be helping with?
That is what it is for, yes. The Earth has no use for these rocks, does it? You can tell doesn't care too much about what you're here for.
She's just here to do the job and get the money.
Yeah, I assume when you said stall, you meant booth?
Correct.
Okay. So she says, beer or vodka? Marcus says both.
I was about to say, do they water down the beer?
This is fine Tarnovskin beer. And she's also nodding when she says that.
Nice. My character will take the vodka then.
Jurgis takes the vodka, and Quinn takes the beer. And then Koval takes both, like Marcus. Which is funny because Koval is not large. It comes out in sort of weathered glasses. Well, actually, the vodka is in glass. The beer is in metal pints.
What time of the year are we in?
This would be middle of fall.
Okay. So not quite too cold, but regardless, the vodka would help warm us up.
Yeah, you have seen some fog on your way in, but it doesn't seem too bad in town. And the pub is heated.
Okay.
You think you can probably hear the pipes. It's like an old style radiator.
Right.
So you guys all toast. What do you toast to?
I think my character would say something like, to the mines and greater fortunes.
Marcus just says, money. Jurgis actually nails the cheers thing that Koval tried to explain to you. And you don't understand it any more than the first time.
Nice.
And Quinn doesn't say anything, but she's already dumped a bunch of cheap instant into her beer, which you assume tastes horrible, but she does this all the time. It's her liver. If she wants to make it horrible, she can.
Did we get any interesting glances with the foreigners making a toast in the bar?
People have noticed you, but there's not too many people right now. Maybe if you hang around, that'll become an issue, but this is not a highly populated town to begin with.
Okay.
And I think Marcus is going to bust out a deck of cards. So here's a question. When you play cards, do you cheat? I don't think you guys are really playing for much in the way of money. I think it's more of like who has to buy the next round of drinks kind of thing.
I feel like there's a good chance, especially with the lock picking and whatnot, that my character might be into cheating at cards. But if we're not playing for money, I don't think my character is too concerned with getting found out either.
Okay, so I kind of want some way for you to contest your luck and your agility, but I don't see how. So instead, what we'll do is we'll make that an agility check, and I'll just increase the difficulty because of your horrible luck.
So for the first roll for Benjamin.
Cheating at cards with his friends.
Okay, I got a mediocre, so that keeps me at good.
Okay, I think good is enough that, you do get caught a couple times. It's more or less kind of a known thing for the most part. The only person who wouldn't be used to it would be Koval, and she seems unbothered. You've noticed by now that she is constantly smirking.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm seeing this, like almost like class clown behavior.
Yeah, so I'd like you to make a perception check also. Your perception is even better, so I really hope you get an awful roll. Just for the comedy of it.
So as you're playing, I'm saying like, I gotta practice on my sleight of hand, and then I roll. Got a -3. So let's see. See where that puts me.
Average, I think, right?
Which stat are we going with?
Perception. So going.
Yeah, average.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anyone else is cheating.
The alcohol is hit.
There's the alcohol, there's the fact that you're just kind of hanging out with your friends, swapping stories, talking about dumb shit, repeatedly trying and failing to cheers in Tarnovskin. I like to think you and Marcus have like a running game going to try and see who can actually nail it first.
Are the prospects looking good for either one of us?
No, because each time you try, you drink more. So your attempts keep getting worse instead of better.
How mad is John going to be if like half his team is dead because because they just kept on pissing off the locals trying to say cheers in their language.
I mean, at this point, it might not even be recognizable as that. They might just think you're some other foreign language. It's like, oh, they must be Austrians. You guys are playing for a bit. More people start to filter in. Koval doesn't point to anyone, but just sort of gestures like, and here you see the fine specimens that you will be doing so much protecting for. They're all wearing coveralls.
Okay.
They all look pretty tired, and about half of them look pissed off. They're all going, getting their beers, setting up their own card games, that sort of thing.
Do they look like they came from the mines?
You would guess so.
Okay.
She says, the mines are not exactly operational at present, but these are the sorts of men that you should expect to see working on getting everything operational.
all of these miners look like they're the size of Marcus, if not bigger, I'm sure.
A lot of them are probably close in height, but none of them have his bulk.
Okay. But regardless, I'm sure they're still very strong.
They're big. So. Yes, well, we were told there would be mining machines that never came when the once ever so great United Soviet Socialist Republic was in charge. But times have changed, and we have mechanical assistance.
What do you mean by that? Mechanical assistance?
I think Quinn, who is your technical officer, is like, it's machines, buddy. You know, drills.
Oh, no. Okay. No, I guess I misunderstood what you had meant by that, because I thought you meant like there were machines and then then they're just not working, so then we're not really getting mechanical assistance from any machines.
No, she's saying there were supposed to be machines back when the USSR was in charge that never really showed up in any meaningful way. But now things have changed and they are setting up real hardware.
I see. But it needs to be repaired.
Some stuff has to be repaired. Some of this you would already know. That a lot of the stuff at the mines, like generators and that sort of thing, have to be repaired because it's been out of use because the Soviets didn't really pick up on the fact that there was rare earth material. So when the copper and such ran out, they just abandoned it.
Right.
There's repairs to be done, but there's also just new machinery being moved in. And you do get the sense that we're actually making an empathy roll to see if you get the sense.
Okay, so my empathy is mediocre. I rolled a mediocre, so mediocre.
Say it a few more times. Make sure the mic picks it up.
Mediocre.
That'll be your cold open. So, with a mediocre, I don't think you pick up anything, really. I don't know that you're really looking to know too much.
Yeah, so which character was it that made the joke about my confusion with what was said?
Quinn. Avery Quinn.
Okay, so I look at Quinn and I go like, her accent threw me off. Okay, I didn't get exactly what she said, but you need to calm down. Now, good thing we got our mechanic and we got our gun specialist, so I bet if we let them loose on the problem, they probably could figure something out with the machines if they have the time to.
Hey, maybe if the boss negotiates a bonus for that, maybe that'll happen.
Maybe.
And Marcus takes another shot. He says, that'd be great. Extra money, and I don't have to do anything extra for it.
It's a dream.
So you guys are drinking, playing cards. At some point, you guys get some food. You know, it's a pub, so you get their equivalent of pub food. So it's sort of a sausage and potatoes. It's decent. You know, it's bar food.
Right. It might. I mean, how long have we been traveling before we got here? Is this our first warm meal in a little bit?
Well, you probably stopped for a meal in the previous city, so it's not like you've been out camping or something.
Okay, well, we still eat the local food and enjoy it for what it is and try to say cheers again and butcher it again.
So, in order to get away from luck for everything, I'm going to make this a charisma check.
Okay. So my charisma is good. Let's see. Hey, +2 fair. That puts me at superb.
Okay. You manage to, I think, say it well enough that the people who probably just noticed were sort of giving you some looks. You know, one of them, it sort of looked like he might get out of his chair and stomp over there. Looks like he kind of just turns back to his cards. So you are coming off as less shitty than you might have. Less of a annoying foreigner.
Okay. So I think my character says something along the lines of, all it took was getting some local cuisine in my stomach and I'll be fluent in no time.
Everyone laughs a bit. Says, yes, I think as long as you show a strong appreciation for local things, you'll fit in quite nicely. You guys drink, eat, play cards. Don't think anyone else comes by. And then later in the evening, goes like, got a message. We've got our accommodation sorted for the night. Let's get out of here before one of us has to try and carry Marcus.
Yeah, I don't know if we have enough muscle power to do that.
So you guys start doing your drunk walk to the hotel. Make a perception check as you go.
So my perception is great, and I rolled a fair, so that puts me at, superb again.
All right. As you're going, you notice something you didn't really pick up on your way in because you were engaged in the conversation and all of that. But, you're drunk and your eyes are drifting around looking. You notice a lot of these windows seem to have maybe salt or something like that lining them on the outside.
So I kind of drunkenly look over at Carvel and say, what was the name of this place again? Not to her, to you. What's the name of this place again?
You're talking about the country or the city?
Country.
Tarnovska.
So I look at her and say, is Karnovska a little superstitious?
It's a bit, yes. You spend enough time in the mountains, you see a few things.
I've seen a few things on my time being a soldier, so I get it.
I think Churgus is like, and the thing is, those things saw you too, didn't they? And then he sort of staggers forward, going back into his less comprehensible ramblings.
I look at Jervis and I say, I think he stared into the abyss a little too much.
We can only hope to live so long as to do so, yes?
Yes. And then I say the shears in the language.
Marcus slaps you on the back, and you barely manage to stay upright from that. You guys make your way back to the hotel. I'd say you probably are 2 to a room, so you're probably with Marcus in this instance, just because you were out.
Right.
And is there anything in particular that you do when you sleep? Do you keep your gun on you, on the bedside? What do you do? Do you sleep with your clothes on?
My character definitely sleeps with his clothes on. And he sleeps with a knife under his pillow and a gun under the bed frame, not bread frame. The bed frame.
He's real active, so it's the bread frame.
But before he goes to bed, though, he does want to grab some salt and put it on the windows just like the locals do.
I don't think you would have it in your pack. Are you going to ask, like, the front desk?
I think so, yeah. He spent enough time to know that if the locals do something, best to kind of do what the Romans do unless it's proven otherwise.
Make a charisma check to sort of get that message across through the language barrier.
Okay, my charisma is good. Holy crap. I just rolled a -4, so...
Jesus Christ.
That was poor. I am drunk.
Yeah.
I can say shears. That's it.
So I think you're sort of going back and forth for a while before you just get frustrated and give up.
Okay.
And you've also frustrated the front desk lady who's just like, what is this foreigner asking for? He keeps making this gesture like he's milking a cow. What is this?
Oh, no.
Okay. Right. As far as guns go, I'd say probably what you were walking around with today was probably just a pistol. You are trained to use a rifle, of course, but I don't think you would walk around with one in your downtime.
I think that is reasonable, that the whole team wouldn't be with their best weapon randomly like that.
And there's just the issue of until things are settled, you can carry them because you would know Tarnovska does have free civilian ownership of arms and an open carry policy currently. So they're very big on that.
Okay.
But it's just bad form.
Right. We're not hired yet. We're not on the clock.
And it's just a bunch of extra weight. You have to carry around the rifle and the magazines and so on and so forth. So all of that is more or less, I'd say, you guys probably took 2 vehicles. So one of them is mostly people and the other's mostly equipment. So most of that is in the other one. And some of the stuff is being supplied by the Tarnovskans just because of, issues in getting things across borders.
Right.
So there's that too. But you got most of that already on your way in. So you lay down to sleep. Marcus, unlike you, does strip down to his boxers and he sleeps above the covers. He's just a man like that. You get the impression that he would sleep with a cigar in his mouth if he could. But tragically, physics apply.
He likes to sleep with one on his pillow, though.
Yeah. So without salt on the windows, that is where we will leave it for this episode.
Hey everyone, we hope you enjoyed the first episode of Season 5 of the Died Young podcast. We took a long break from podcasting, but we are back with our new character. Benjamin is 1 day away from starting his new job at Tarnovska. Join us next time as we continue his story. We at the Die Again podcast love hearing your thoughts, so drop your comments wherever you're tuning in from. Also, don't forget to follow us on X, Threads, and Blue Sky. Just search for the Die Again podcast, all one word. Bye.